Beyond!
Beyond.
Beyond.
Yeah, what's up everybody? Welcome to IGN's live stream of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I'm Greg Miller alongside the pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Beyond.
But more importantly, the man who made PlayStation All-Stars with his bare hands, Omar Kendall. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. It was me and a bunch of other guys.
No, don't do that.
Hey Greg, and I
Don't.
noticed it said I was an associate editor on,
Did it?
on the thing on the screen.
Well,
there.
congratulations on
Maybe
the
this was
demotion.
3 years ago.
Congratulations on the demotion. We're a live stream. We have some fun here. We're going to jump right in, play some PlayStation All-Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, you're a big part of this show, though, however. We're doing this for 2 hours. Please, right now, tweet at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars. Tell us who you want to see run through solo mode. We're going to take the top 3 choices, bounce them off Omar and Colin here, and then they're going to get to going on it. To see who plays.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
That's what I've heard. Now, who's player one? Let's get this going. I'm
I'm
going to be
player
Sweet
one,
Tooth
okay.
here.
We're good?
Sweet Tooth.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't realize we all selected. Okay.
Yeah, come on, man.
What stage should we do? Should we show them, should we tease Invasion, or should we save that one for later?
Yeah,
You're
too
going to
early.
save Invasion?
Let's go to Loco Roco. I like this one a lot. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Omar, I'm sure someone at home is watching this for the first time. What is PlayStation All-Stars?
Yeah, so PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I usually say it's 2 things. One, it's a celebration, obviously, of PlayStation Universe, its characters, all together in this 4-player 2D style brawler / fighting game. Okay. So you've got crazy characters like Kratos and Crap the Rapper. Here's Spike and Drake, fighting on these crazy levels that are mashups of other PlayStation universes. So here we're playing on a Loco Roco inspired level that actually reveals itself to have a Metal Gear inspired. Spoilers, sorry guys. You'll just have to wait and see what
You'll have to see what we've mashed it up with.
the mashup element of this level is.
So now, how long has Superbot Entertainment been working on this guy?
Yeah, so Superbot got started close to 3 years ago, working on the idea to come together and make this video game featuring all of these great characters from PlayStation history. It was almost 2 years ago that they decided on making a brawler-style game. We completed our first gameplay prototype for that.
Boom! There it is. Sorry, Colin. I know you've been working hard on this review, so it's got to suck that someone as half stupid as me could come in.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go.
Asked and answered. Yeah.
Oh, do you find it impossible not to talk trash when you play this?
I'm
not a trash talker, and I know I'm not that good at it. Colin's put in about 50 hours already on it. You've made the game. I should just shut up and accept what I'm gonna get. So.
I usually have to shut up when I'm playing because I'm concentrating so hard. I don't want to lose.
Gotcha.
Because every time I lose, it's like, oh, I just beat Omar Kendall, and it's kind of
ZOMG.
That's one of my favorite weapons. That the little hover guns there.
Yeah, the Killer Bees.
It's good chip damage.
Ape Escape inspired item. Really good at extending combos and stuff like that.
So now, the thing we always talk about when we start talking PlayStation All-Stars, it's not like other games on the market. It's one of those things where, obviously there's a Smash Brother comparison when you first hear about it, when you first see it, but when you start playing it, it isn't like Smash, where you can just pick up and play any character.
Yeah, well, we knew we were making something that was easy to pick up. Yeah, thanks. Easy to pick up, but at Superbot, we're kind of traditional fighting game dudes. A lot of us on the team grew up playing and loving fighting games, and there's that long-term investment in mastery, in not just the characters that you play, but the systems that we're all playing in that really we find endearing to the genre, and something that we wanted to make sure that PlayStation All-Stars had as well.
You want to talk about your KO system?
Yeah, so PlayStation All-Stars has no health bars. Instead, as you fight, you're constantly building up this energy that we call All-Star Power. And this energy is used for fueling your super attacks. Super attacks are the only way to kill in PlayStation All-Star. And killing scores you your points, and at the end of the round, your goal is to have the most points. So constantly fighting, building up energy, and using your supers to score points is really the name of the game. We're all going to want to stay away from Spike here as he's trying to steal this match. Yes!
Ah, dang it.
The ever-exciting overtime. I know that Spike and I are tied. We both have 2 kills, so I'm going to be working really hard to try to pull this one out. So yeah, there you saw the Metal Gear mashup, and Loco Roco seems to have gotten the better of him. in the background. I'm going to try to kill you guys in a second, just for one.
Heads up, I'm going to try to kill you in this fighting.
It's coming.
I kicked the wrong way. Rookie sweet tooth mistake on my part. Comes out Tuesday, the 20th.
Yes, very excited.
You're also doing that whole cross-play, cross-buy I hear so much about. From
That's right. Really excited. Oh, come on.
Come on!
Thank you so much. If you buy the PlayStation 3 version of PlayStation All-Stars, you will get the PS Vita version at no additional cost. I like the variant, you know, YOLO's kind of going around right now.
Yeah, people love the YOLO.
I like the YOPO. You only pay once.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, that was a nice job. Nice
I
job
definitely
with
lost
the
that
propane
one.
tank.
Drake took it.
Excellent.
So now, let's go to the thing here. Let's see,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, remember, you're a big part of the show. We are giving away copies of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. 10 copies throughout our 2 hours here. We have asked, who do you want to see? We are being told there are a lot of Ratchet requests.
Okay.
Do we want to do a Ratchet?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Right,
Ratchet fine. All right, we will do Ratchet's story for you. Thank you. Remember to be part of the show at IGN on the Twitter, then hashtag PS All-Stars. You get here, you get your question answered. Maybe you win a copy of the game, but you definitely get to see it in action. So we're going to jump out now and do some solo play. Omar, what is solo play all about? What is story mode like here?
Yeah, so the basic structure of the arcade mode in PlayStation All-Stars is very traditional. It's very much like Street Fighter or Tekken, where you go in with an individual character. You'll learn a little bit about their background and how they come to this crazy mashup world of PlayStation All-Stars, what their motivation is. We have this rivalry system. I've mentioned a lot that one of the core inspirations behind PlayStation All-Stars is this fantasy matchup idea, like dudes on the message boards. What would ever happen if Ratchet and Clank met Jack and Dexter? Well, now you get to go in there and find out. There's some interplay between the characters.
Right.
And
let's see it, Colin. Kick it off. Let's see how Ratchet starts. How's he getting this universe?
Come on, pal. If there were any gold bolts out here, space pirates would have picked them up by now. Let's go home and finish season 5 of Trick Out My Dropship, huh?
I will remind you that without gold bolts, there is no money for a Space Fix subscription.
Good point. Where to next?
A survey of materials recovered from microdebris along congruent vectors originating in this quadrant indicates a high likelihood of gold bolt production.
Well, that sounds worth checking out.
Might I suggest we align our search along the following criteria?
Hang on a second. The trans-scaling reductive subinverters picked something up. Let's head that way. I bet that's where we'll find the bolts.
We could do that instead.
On the way there, can you make sure our SpaceFlix queue is updated? I'd hate to have to sit through another episode of Hornswing plus 13.
That ranch is always up to something out there. So now this is how solo play arcade mode works.
yeah, that's right. So we start you off pretty slowly. Obviously, PlayStation All-Stars is a 4-player game where 4 characters can play all at the same time. But in arcade mode, we start you off in a 1v1 to get you kind of familiar with the way the game works, basic systems. And you play around with the match types a little bit. You'll play some kill limit matches and some stock limit matches. You start off with a time match. Yeah, and you'll fight on a bunch of different stages versus a bunch of different characters. Like I said, you will fight your rival. And then it all culminates in that boss battle.
Yes. Who was revealed here on IGN not too long ago, but some people got all pissy about, so we won't mention now by name the boss, Elena Fisher. Anyways, for you, I mean, is the solo play kind of not? And this isn't a knock, a glorified practice. I mean, is the key way to be playing All-Stars with people?
We think so. It was one of the earliest ideas behind PlayStation All-Stars, before it was even this 4-player 2D-style fighting game.
Yeah.
Was an opportunity to get a bunch of people together, you know, in a shared space, sitting on the same couch, playing the same game, looking at the same TV, and having fun. And so, for us, definitely the versus mode, where you can just go in with all the characters and set whatever match game rules you want, and just get in and have as much fun as you want, is really the main way that you see the game being played.
Gotcha. Now, it's one of those things, as we watch this game, you're seeing a lot of crazy crap happening.
That's right, yeah.
How did you go about managing all that? You got Sackboy dropping fans, he's putting down pads, Ratchet's got his weapons, his Omni wrench.
There's this giant mauler in the background, wreaking havoc on Parappa Town. Yeah, I think for us, we really embraced kind of the wackiness behind the general premise of, yeah, Ratchet fighting Sackboy in Parappa Town.
Yeah.
You know, and when you don't try to take yourself too seriously, I think you can really just hone in on having fun, and I think that's what a lot of this game represents, just having fun. not taking yourself too seriously. Yeah, with your friends.
How hard was the line to walk though for it? You know, we talked about, I think it looks like Smash to some people and then you jump in. And for when I jumped in, it was totally, I had to find my character, you know what I mean? I honed in on Sweet Tooth finally as I liked how he was balanced. But it's like anything else, right? It's like Mortal Kombat, it's like a Street Fighter where I need to know combos, I need to know how this works, I need to know that. Was there concern about that? I mean, maybe you should have gone more general and every character plays similar?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we took some steps. We knew that players were going to come to the game not because they're looking for their next Street Fighter fix. You know, they were coming because they love these characters.
Colin just made a fool of himself, by the way. Wasting a special.
Happens to the best of us. And so we, for instance, in the control scheme, you know, we don't have like fireballs and dragon punches and complex controller motions to perform moves. It's all, you know, up, down, left, or right in combination with a button. So it's really easy to do things in our game. Now, figuring out the right strategy when you're supposed to be doing your moves and when you're supposed to be performing your supers, there's definitely an investment there. And you know, we find that to be the real sort of heart of fighting games, that strategy and the head-to-head mind games and things like that. But yeah, I think we very much wanted to make a game that had a bit of investment in it, you know, in terms of how you play and how you get better at the game, because we think that's just appropriate, not just for the fans and the brand, but also just really fits our sensibilities.
Now this is our first time seeing solo play here. What's going on with these levels, 48 to 49 here?
Yeah, so I've talked about this a little bit in the past, but this is our progression system. So while you play the game, no matter what you're doing, if you're online playing in ranked matches, you're playing in versus mode, or here playing in arcade mode, you're constantly earning this experience that goes towards your progression. So you're constantly unlocking things, costumes, music, intros, outros. We have this like business card-like system where you're unlocking icons and backings and all sorts of different things as you play. So it's just constantly rewarding you and giving you feedback for whatever it is that you're interested in doing in the game.
We have a question here from Twitter. Remember, if you want to be part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, tweet at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars. Ivan__W says, what are the difficulties of making a game with characters from various franchises?
Yeah, I think, gosh, well, the difficulties are you want to make sure that you're getting all the characters right. You know, you may pick up PlayStation All-Stars, you may even be interested in it just because of a single character.
Sure.
You know, if you just really dig Kratos, or you're just so excited that Parappa is finally in a new video game.
It's been a while.
It has been long. You don't want to get the game and then realize like, oh, they got my character totally wrong.
Right.
You know, and so that's a huge burden that we have and a huge responsibility that we have to make sure that we're getting these characters right. So we have to do extensive research on our characters. Some of them have very long lineages. Hachi and Sweet Tooth, for instance, been around for a really long time, and we want to make sure we capture those iconic elements because, you know, the image of what a character is going to be different, you know, from fan to fan. Maybe you only started playing Twisted Metal on the PlayStation 3. So we have to make sure that there are modern calls to things that he does in the most recent Twisted Metals, but maybe, you know, it was the first game he ever bought on the PlayStation 1, so we want to make sure that we account for that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
In a similar vein, Matt Wagner writes in, did you guys have to recreate all the iconic sounds from the different IPs or some sounds in the original versions?
A little bit of both.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely we had a lot of source material that we certainly drew on, but also had to create a bunch of new stuff too.
Time out too. Thanks for pounding that down. Colin was whooping ass around here with this cheap ass Ratchet Special Level 1 over here. Now it's got a little range on it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, we were telling Omar at lunch that I got my highest score in the game ever with an old build that was supplied to us a couple months ago.
Yeah.
With Ratchet, his level 1 Rhino was out of control.
Yeah, I think at any given point in development, there was one character or another who even the team was complaining was ridiculously overpowered for some reason or another.
Kratos.
Sure, I've heard that from time to time, and yeah, definitely Ratchet needed a bit of toning down. His level 1 super was super strong.
So, is it? I guess for me, when I'm thinking of you making this game down there, you got your chef's hat on. You're working all this code around in a big pot. How long has it just been adding spices and tweaking little things like, well, now we need to dial it back 2 frames, how big Ratchet's gun is, or this? Would you say, I mean, the base engine has been the same for a long time?
It has, yeah. I mean, we announced the game in spring, and at that time we were still in production. It was still pre-alpha, but we went alpha very quickly after that, right around E3 time. So pretty much since then, that's been the tweaking and tuning and making fine adjustments, and we were doing that all the way up until even last week, and it's still ongoing. We're constantly looking at data that we're getting back and making fine adjustments here and there.
For the ladies and gentlemen watching this who are going to buy it Tuesday the 20th, where can they go and give you feedback in a respectful fashion to try to help you with the game?
Well, I mean, our ears are listening almost anywhere where people talk. Obviously, we read all the comments on IGN.
Oh, there you go then. Just come to IGN. Any Xbox story you see or any Wii U review next week, just go leave PlayStation All-Star comments.
That's right. We're reading it all. Any message board that people congregate on to talk about our game. Obviously, we have our Twitter and our Facebook page at Superbot, and obviously PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale websites. Yeah, I mean, we're constantly listening to feedback all the time.
Okay. Got another question from Twitter. Remember, if you want to be part of the show, at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars. Straw Hat Matt writes in, what's it like to revive old characters that have not appeared in a while, like Parappa and Sardane?
It's actually really fun. Those two characters in particular, we kind of got to create all new playstyles for. You know, Parappa obviously has never been in a game quite like this before, and Sir Daniel hasn't appeared in a game in a really long time. So when it came to capturing the essence of those characters and realizing them in a set of 24 moves and 3 supers, it was, at the same time, there was a lot of freedom there. There's also, again, that burden of, well, are we going to choose the right set of moves and the right supers and, you know, the right match intros and outros that capture what fans really expect from these really time-honored and cherished characters.
Yeah. Is there, I mean, even right now, you're using, you know, Little Big Planet, this vaulted Sony franchise, and Media Molecule stuff here. Did you have to go show certain people this, and then, like, were you super nervous to bring in, like, hey, here's our Little Big Planet level?
Yeah, absolutely, all the time. I mean, every character that appears in the game had to go through very strict, you know, IP approvals. We had to show our proposals. This is what we've got planned for this character. This is what we have planned for this level, and this is how we're going to go about representing them in our game. And it was really nerve-wracking in some instances, but also you know, really fun to see even the developers of these characters respond really well to some of the things that we translated for our game.
Now this is a level 3 super here.
Excellent, yes. This is Ratchet's most powerful super. He's going to go on a bit of a shooting gallery spree. And to clear the screen at least once, you're going to get any more kills in here.
Look at that.
Very nice.
Look at Colin. He's played this game once or twice.
That was a whole lot of kills.
Still overpowered, Omar. Nice job. But now you want to talk about that, like we've talked about the super moves. You're going through, you're knocking out, you're getting your all-star points to build this meter at the bottom.
That's right.
That then grows into that number.
Yep.
So there's a 1, there's a 2, and there's a 3.
That's right. Okay. Each character has 3 supers, level 1, level 2, level 3. And they're all good at killing, but obviously the higher the number, the better they are at killing. There's also a corresponding cost increase. Like a level 1 super is cheaper, obviously, than a level 2 and a level 3. But for that additional cost, you just get that much added firepower. Yeah. And you saw Ratchet just performed a level 1 super and got 1 kill, but just moments ago we were watching his level 3 where I think he got 6 kills. So yeah, you know, there's kind of a strategy there in what you go for and when. Do you invest that extra all-star power going for a level 3? Because the reward can potentially definitely be worth it. Or, you know, do you try to invest in lower, like level 1 and level 2 supers for the lesser cost?
What do you find yourself doing? Do you go by case?
Yeah, it depends on the character, depends on the stage. I tend to think that on Dreamscape, this particular level, a level 3 strategy works really well since it's so big. Some of our level 2s players can run away from, and you know, you might just waste a super where you get no kills at all. So yeah, it really depends on how comfortable you are with the character supers and the level, all sorts of different things.
10 seconds left.
Common Curiosity writes in, can you talk about online play? Specifically, will there be an online rotation mode so more than 4 people can be in a lobby and then have losers swap out?
Yeah, our online system is interesting. We don't have the traditional like divide between like an online version of the game and an offline. In our versus mode, you're just able to mix offline people who are at your house playing and online people. So you can just invite them into your games, and we treat it the same basically. You go into the same mode and you're able to play either online or offline.
You call them those Vita players too.
That's right, absolutely, with our crossplay. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Don't worry. Slam dunk over here. Hi, Shuhei.
Yeah, so you can, PS3 or PS Vita owners can all join the same matches and play against one another. We recently deployed that in our last beta and had some really good success with that.
And I have good news for you, Common Curiosity. You are the first winner of a copy of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale on the PlayStation 3, which includes the PlayStation Vita version. IGN Twitter will be hitting you up for that. I will not be, so don't ever contact me about it, because I will never have information, but I'm very happy that you won.
Congratulations.
Oh, here we go. Christian Kubaza writes in, how did you choose the IPs to model the levels upon, and how did you choose the 2 different IPs that would mix?
Yeah, so the levels, how did we select our levels? It was a couple of different processes. I think for a lot of the levels it's born from, oh, we have Kratos in the game. We'd love to represent not just Kratos, but a level, very iconic experience that players have from the God of War franchise. Like in every single God of War you play, you at one point or another end up in Hades.
Sure.
And so we thought it would be cool.
Real creative.
No, we love those guys. To feature a Hades level. And then a lot of it comes down to, like in the case of Hades, it's really an interesting juxtaposition. Like, here's this traditionally very dark and brooding franchise. How can we inject something that's going to immediately be recognizable and shocking to players? And the Patapon army was a good opportunity to do that. The Patapon are always known for, you have to build your army and assemble it really intelligently, and then you can take down all these giant creatures. And so we thought it would be really fun if the Patapon were assembling to take down Hades.
I think it'd be really fun if the Patapon were on PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation Vita and had trophies and online play, because that'd be really good for Greg Miller over here. I mean, he's just got cancer. It's a big deal. It's his favorite franchise.
Wow. Got real serious in here.
Well, I got a chance, Colin. The net's open. You gotta shoot sometimes, all right? Hey! Congratulations, everybody! Colin Moriarty. He only does everything. He's got an official title over here. Everything's good over here. Remember, if you want to be part of our crazy live stream for PlayStation All-Stars, we are here until 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. At 7 o'clock over on the East Coast. Tweet at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars. We're giving away 9 more copies of the game.
That was a great level 1.
Thank you. Am I doing all right?
Yeah, you're doing really well. I tend to think that that Ratchet Blaster is definitely his bread and butter. I've seen you use that to great effect. And but you've also spread out some of his other weapons too, which is good.
And I just died.
All right, let's go to another question. Puff Daddy 15, probably not the real Puff Daddy. He writes in, how much influence did the fans have when making this game?
A lot.
I don't know if you know this, they're vocal.
Yeah,
Those PlayStation fans have been vocal.
They're saying stuff all the time, I think. And we listen. I think I mentioned when we first showed the game, we showed it while we were still working on it. And people got a chance to see our work in progress HUDs, work in progress VFX and sound effects and all sorts of different things. And they were very vocal in contributing feedback that we then took and incorporated into the game. So no, it's been an interesting process working with such sort of vocal, supportive, and invested fans.
Everybody has 24 points to everyone else's negatives.
Yeah, he crushed. He got some really good.
Colin, how many hours of this game have you played?
Probably about 50, I would say at this point. I'm not really good with Ratchet either. Spike's my guy.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, a lot. We have a lot of content for this game coming out next week.
Next Tuesday.
A ton.
20th,
A ton of content.
Do you think, is this the, this is a loaded question, I know, because I know you've done giant RPGs and stuff. Is this the most you've ever played a game for review? I think are we getting in that hour range?
Yeah, I would say, for the most part, if we play a shooter, you know, like with a 6-hour campaign, you play the campaign, maybe play it twice, play online for several hours, as long as you feel comfortable, and then you review the game. But a game like this, I beat the game with every character. I've tried to familiarize myself with every character. I've tried to play on every stage a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting there for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Now, Omar, we now have some different stuff up here on the HUD.
Right,
the heads-up displays, you call it. what kind of mode are we playing right now?
Yeah, so this is a kill limit match, actually. So this is,
well, there you go.
an explosive conclusion. There are a couple of matches in arcade where we changed up the rules. Colin had been playing time matches up until that point. There are a couple of kill limit matches where the goal is to get to a specific really kind of ignores deaths a little bit, and your goal is to kind of just run out there and get as many kills as fast as you can. There was a great example of a level 1 used to kill all opponents, and so he was able to clear that level immediately.
Yeah, Stowaways is a great stage for that in that beginning area when you're right on top of each other. It's an awesome time to use something like Ratchet's level 1 to kill everyone right off the bat.
Yeah, that's the big thing about this game is that's my big caveat. Colin, we had a party over here the other day, had a whole bunch of IGN editors stay late, eat some pizza, play the game, and it was one of those things where if you got turned off on your first play session, choose a different character and try again. Because once you start learning the nuances of people, I think that's when the game really gets to be the most fun. When you sit down and you're like, I'm going to commit to being this. I'm going to commit to doing this, and that way I know that when I go to shotgun and I blast somebody, I can then do a dodge roll, get behind them, and do the kick. And that's sweet tooth. That's a free sweet tooth.
I agree with that, and also, I mean, just like in any fighting game, you find the character that's right for you. Like characters just click with you. When I played Spike for the first time, down at Superbot actually, when many months ago now, I was like, this is the guy. Like I just feel comfortable with this character. Someone's gonna feel that way about Big Daddy. Someone's gonna feel that way about Sir Dan.
Yeah, sure.
Something like that. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely like that. I mean, obviously I've played all the characters quite a bit, but there are definitely characters on the roster that at just different points I've gravitated to. I played Parappa for a really long time, and Sly Cooper, and finally I think settled on Noriko for most of my free-for-all play. It just happened.
I'm trying to prolong this match a little more.
Okay, you're trying to string them along, huh?
Showman.
Well, I want to, the other one did end very quickly.
Tortoise in the hair kind of situation we got going on over here. Dante Chris the Fourth writes in and says, with 20 characters with really different movesets, how do you make sure everyone is on an equal playing field?
That's a good question. You do your best on the development side. I think if any developer, particularly of a fighting game, says, oh, confidently I can tell you that this game is completely balanced, they're just lying. Like, you do your best for us, what we try to do is we try to capture the characters first. I want Kratos to feel like Kratos. I want Raiden to feel like Raiden.
Sure.
And once I've done that, then we can look at the balance, and we've got these very big metrics that we can look at. Well, we've got this system where you've got to go out there and gain this energy, and then you've got to be firing off these supers. So we can look how well does a character build that all-star power, and how many kills does he get when he performs a super. And we've got these real objective measures where we can say, no, this character doesn't get as many kills as he needs to with those supers. He's generating millions of all-star power, but he can't kill anybody. So we can then go in and look at his supers and make adjustments. Or if a character can never get to his level 3 super, we can say, well, clearly he's got a problem generating all-star power. So let's go look at his moves and see why that is. So, you just have to do a lot of iteration, a lot of play testing, and we've got our telemetry system. Uh-oh, you're coming up on your rivalry.
Oh no, a rival.
Where we can actually see what the fans are doing out in the game. I've mentioned this a couple times. Every single match of PlayStation All-Stars that's ever been played online, we have a record of.
Gotcha.
Have you seen even
one
gold bolt?
No, but we have found that.
Yeah, I'd rather have the bolts.
What was that? My friend was merely commenting on the small likelihood of your leading us to...
Did that tin pot just call us worthless? Show 'em, Jack! Show 'em what we're worth.
Now, I am sure there is a reasonable solution we can arrive at.
I think this is plenty reasonable. Let's settle this.
So to warn everyone, I'm going to stop towards the end of this fight because we're instructed not to show anyone.
We don't want to spoil the ending.
No spoilers.
After that, yeah.
But this is the rival system you're talking about. Everybody has basically one person they need to face off with.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess fantasy matchups, I think this is perhaps one of the most storied fantasy matchups in all of gaming. So it was really fun for us to finally pit these two head-to-head against one another and see who's the best.
And I gotta say, I love the, when I noticed this when I went down the first time you guys were playing the game. I was watching you guys play the game. For the first time, I was really watching how the developers play the game.
Yeah.
And I really began to love the one-on-one in this game. I still think it's the best. It's the most tactical. When I've been playing at home, matches go into 4 and 5 overtime sometimes. Yeah. Playing time matches. It's fun. It can take 20, 25 minutes to resolve something in this game.
Yeah, it can.
Which I think is awesome. If you're playing time matches, of course, you really should be playing kill limit when you're playing one-on-one.
Yeah, we like kill limit for our competitive moments when we're playing the game. It really does boil the game down to its very fine elements. How good are you at getting that all-star power and then capitalizing on it, using those supers at the perfect time with the perfect setup. We like 1v1, but we also really like 2v2 teams. because then, you know, well, one, again, you're getting 4 people playing the game at the same time, and we tend to think the game's really fun with 4 people. But also you can unlock sort of interesting combinations of characters. Like, oh, Radic is really good with this long-range sniper rifle. I wonder if I can find another character out there who can complement that, and maybe together we can develop this really interesting playstyle.
Speaking of this, the 2v2, one-on-one, all that jazz. Manco Polo Balboa, he writes in and says, in what ways can you customize local multiplayer game rules?
Yeah, we've got a ton of options. Obviously, you've got times matches, kill limit, and our stock matches.
Items on, items off, right?
Items on, and you can turn on individual items on and off if you'd like. Of course, you can mess with the time limits, and we default to 3 minutes, but you can go up from there. You can have 10-minute matches if you really want, and higher.
Yeah.
The kills, you can set a custom number of kills, custom number of deaths in stock. You can turn level items on and off, I mentioned, but you can also turn off the level hazards, the mashups. You know, Hades will smash down on the level, or the Patapon will shoot arrows. You can deactivate those if you'd like. We, again, suggest that you at least give it a shot and play with them on. This goes for items as well, because we didn't design level hazards to feel random. We didn't design items to be like trump cards. Where you're like, oh, I really suck at this game, but if I pick up this item, I kill everyone. We really tried to integrate level hazards and items in such a way that they complement the core of the game, and that good players using items well, good players using level hazards well, will have better success than others. So
the way I would see it, it seems like to me the items especially like the, the giant staff with the sharp things on each side.
The Spear of Destiny, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. When you're using those, it seems like that's the leg up for somebody who's just getting going, because when you connect with that, you get so much AP. The other person hemorrhages the AP, that if you're a good enough player on your own without a weapon, you're going to be building your AP, at a normal pace.
Sure, there's different items that, serve a purpose at different times. The Spear of Destiny is really good at knocking AP out of opponents, and the more AP that they have, the more it falls out. So if the match just starts and the Spear of Destiny spawns and I have, not even enough AP for a level 1 super, maybe it's not the right time to use that item.
Gotcha.
So I quit out because I was just basically not using my super.
You're just playing with them.
Well, I don't
teasing them.
We can't pause it.
I know what you mean. Good news, Manco Polo Balboa, you just won a copy of the game there for the PlayStation 3 and that PlayStation Vita. Colin, do me a favor. Back on out. You were talking about the business card customization feature.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. Like, as soon as I figured out what it was, I went and played through the Cole story so I could get my Zeke icons.
Oh, awesome.
I got my Zeke stuff all set to go. So you want to talk a little bit more about what we have here?
Yeah, I call them, it's your profile, I call them business cards because you assemble them in very similarly. You have backings that you unlock in your progression for doing various things. And you can adorn that backing with various icons, and we have these titles that you can also assign to them that are completely random and crazy. It's just a different way for players to personalize their experience in the game, and it's very outward facing. So that when you're playing against other people online, you say, hey, this is who I am.
What I've done and who I've unlocked and what I've done through.
Exactly.
Omar, do me a favor. Be quiet. Because asks, hey Colin, what's the difficulty level like for this game? Is there a learning curve, or can anyone pick it up and figure it out?
In single player, I think I've been playing on I think it's legendary, which is I don't think it's the automatic setting, but it's normal. It's like in between easy and hard. And I think that once you learn how to play the game, it's not super difficult. I think it's pretty accessible. I think it's good to practice. I think the real challenge, like in any fighting game, is going to be with other people.
Yeah.
Because like you'd see, I was like wrecking shop with Ratchet, who I'm not even really super comfortable using.
Yeah.
Doing really well there. But if I brought Ratchet into a battle with you and Goldfarb and Destin, people who have played the game a lot, we threw Omar in there, and we threw people that really knew the game, I think the outcome would be very different. You saw that there. I mean, Omar with Drake obviously took us out, and I was using Spike, who's the character I'm most comfortable with. So I think it's very similar to any fighting game in that sense. Okay. I'm going to pick, of course, Nathan Hale.
Of course, on the carrot background.
Oh.
Finally assembling your profile here. Ready to go. Now, do you use mascots, Colin? Do you ever use any of the little guys who pop up here?
The minions?
Yeah.
No, not in this build. I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are all, I guess, locked until...
This is some of the stuff. Yeah, this is some of the stuff you're talking about. My favorite thing is that you point out how to do it.
Yeah. So a lot of these are locked up. A lot of these are based on playing in the tournament, which I guess you guys can't do yet, but come November 20th. You'll be able to go in and access these, and there's a lot of prerequisites, as you mentioned, and they're all laid out there, and you can add just that additional level of personalization.
remember, and again, I remember, you know, coming down to see you guys. You were there. Seth was there. We were looking at these. Some of these are absolutely ridiculous. Some of these are just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, really creative minds went into generating this list.
That's what's I like about it. When we got the game and we started fooling around with it last week, the final versions of it, and you're popping in, you're playing around, everything, it seems like, right, it feels like everything's unlocked from the beginning. Because all your characters are there. You have the characters, you have the levels, go have fun with it.
Yep.
And you're like, well, what am I earning towards? And then you start getting into this minutia, right, of like how you guys are trying to build this online world where people can jump in, jump out, and do all this other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We knew we wanted
Look at Zeke. One over. Go to Zeke. Yeah, Zeke! All right. Zeke Dunbar, creator of the Dunbar beam.
Fantastic. Yeah, we wanted the characters and the levels unlocked because, well, we just wanted that access for players. If I really, really like Loco Roco, do I want to trudge through all this other stuff just to get my Loco Roco level? So we keep all the characters and levels unlocked by default. But yeah, there is a lot of other content that you will go in there and ultimately uncover and yeah, so it adds an additional level.
And here you have different costumes and stuff as well.
That's right. So through progression, you unlock a different costume. And Toro's an interesting case because obviously he's got the stance changes, and for each one of his stances, he turns into a different costume. So even his alternate costumes have alternate costumes to them. It's really interesting.
We've been talking a lot about characters here. @ZeroFaces tweets at IGN, #PS All-Stars, just like you can. And he says, will there be more characters added in the future? If so, any hints?
We're definitely interested in adding characters via DLC. Regarding hints,
let's just say they've been on PlayStation consoles before.
They may or may not have appeared in a video game prior to PlayStation All-Stars.
Okay.
So what would you like to do now, Greg?
I'd like to see you go one-on-one with Omar here.
Okay.
I'd like to see you put your 50 hours of the test here.
All right. Do we want to set up some rules? What would you like?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's no problem.
You drive. You made the game. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, as they get set, tweet at us. Who do you want to see them playing as? That'd be great. At IGN, #PS All-Stars. Then tweet questions about the game that you have at IGN, #PS All-Stars. You could win a copy of the game.
We should do free-for-all stock limit.
Yeah, stock or kill limit. 3 is usually a good number for a one-on-one.
Everything else good. Item spawn rate.
Yeah, I like leaving all that to default.
Okay, and then items, all the items.
I'm a fan of all of the items. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
There's some interesting stuff in there.
Probably gonna get housed here, Greg.
It's okay.
Is there a particular character that
we've asked them? I would say do this round. We're amassing what people want to see. Unless our social team can tell us right now who people want to see. What are they tweeting at, Eric? Let me know.
I'll stick with Spike for now, and then you know I have no problem playing as anyone either. Although to see the real skill, you're gonna want to see Omar play as that character, of course.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, no, that's not it.
Unrelated.
All right, unrelated.
I'm gonna pick Toro.
Superfluous. Yeah, put him in that costume. That's a good-looking Toro.
Got it.
I love the meow. It's the best. Now, should we show them Invasion or should we wait?
I think it's time to show Invasion.
No,
you want to wait?
I want to wait.
All right, you want to wait till the last match?
I'd really like to have 4 players for Invasion.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a level that shows.
Let's do San Francisco.
San Francisco. Yeah, we took the game out to Wednesday night fights last week, and that seemed to be a very popular level for our 1v1s and 2v2s.
Master Sirius writes in, when developing PS All-Stars, was the Vita game a side thought or an idea from the very beginning?
No, it was the Vita version of the
game. There he is, Zeke!
Fantastic. We had the Vita version of the game in mind almost from the very start. We were really interested in the ability, particularly cross-play. I think that was the thing that first attracted me, not just a port, but like a really synchronous experience between these 2 platforms. So yeah, no, it was something that we always knew we wanted to do.
Here we go, 1-on-1, 3 kill, San Francisco. Omar, maker of the game. Colin, breaker of the game. How long do the matches go on at Superbot when you guys do 1-on-1s?
It depends. They can go on for a little while. We usually play teams.
Yeah.
We really like team play. And sometimes those matches can go really quickly.
Wasted my AP there.
It's a balancing act, Colin.
Ooh, nice combo. Ooh, I'll take that. Come on.
World way.
Oh no!
Let's try this one more
That was one of the things I liked playing as good Cole. Being able to use ice to freeze people and then roll right into a special, that was very special.
Come on. Level 1.
There's a Spirit Destiny.
Yes. So he's going to try it. Whoa. Looks like he got one out there and knocked a bit of AP out of me. And items are unblockable. I can't evade them, but I can't just stand and block, so I've got to take some evasive maneuvers here.
I think one of the things people have to wrap their head around right away when they get it is the dodge roll.
Yep.
Dodge roll, incredibly important. Hit that, you tap it down and you hold on to the block button and you give a little bit of roll, get out of the way.
No.
Hedgehog, right in the head.
Well done. If I get hit with that, I won't be able to use my supers, so I'll be looking to avoid. Oh, got hit with it.
So how long is your super out then?
I believe it is 5 seconds.
Okay.
There's a designer back at the office really mad at me if I get that wrong.
How do you not know that? That's the one thing I
can't believe it.
Oh.
Supertron G, keep me out. Oh, very nice. Got hit with the banana ring in the back. Robbed me of my super.
2 titans of the industry. Toe to toe. Oh. The 2 names in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Duking it out.
Yeah, I still remember watching some covers that you guys did after our first announce, and I remember Colin really imploring people to not rush to judgment and pay attention to what we were doing. I appreciate that.
Well, I just think it's the comparisons to Smash Brothers are obvious, but the game's not Smash Brothers, and it's pretty obvious when you start playing it that it's not. So that's the one thing I wanted to implore people. They can make their own decisions on if they like the game or not, but to dismiss it because they think it's a clone of something that it's not is a little frustrating when you know better because you've played it. You're just I was lucky enough to know that.
While you guys are frozen in bubbles. Straw Hat Matt asks, how do minions work? Of course, I demanded Zeke. Zeke is now attached to player 1.
Yeah, so minions are unlocked via our progression, and I like to describe them as little mini cheerleaders. It's another real opportunity for us to celebrate these different PlayStation universes. Not all of the characters are able to appear on the player.
You're going easy on me.
Well, I'm having to answer questions at the same time. But we thought it would be really cool.
What happened here?
I think you're stuck in a bubble.
Oh.
There you are. To feature these minion cheerleader types. I'm gonna jump. Oh, I didn't make it. Yeah, that was Spike's level 2. So the minions, you unlock them in your progression, and then you're able to select one, and they'll show up at various points in the match, and kind of cheer you on. So they'll appear during your match intros. If you do something cool in the game, like get a bunch of kills with a super, they'll do a bit of a cheer for you. They're kind of always in your corner fighting for you.
Gotcha.
Rooting for you, I guess.
Now, Colin, what's your strategy in one-on-one? Are you just trying to time it right, or are you trying to build up to a certain special?
I mean, I think Spike's level 1 is pretty good overall, but for Omar's a very skilled player. He's not going to get hit by it. So the level 2, sword beam move, for a better lack of, I'm sure it has an official name.
Yeah.
Is I think very effective. It can kill multiple enemies, at once, obviously, but I think it's a great move. Especially, it's not so good on this stage. I think it's great on a flat stage. But it works for me this time around. That's my only hope here.
Omar, are you just trying to time it based whichever one, or are you looking for a certain special?
I'm definitely going for my level 1. I think I'll get a little nerdy in the game for a minute. It's a game of efficiency in the 1v1s because level 1 supers are cheaper. It's just more cost effective for me to constantly try them. If I go for like a level 2 or a level 3, I have to generate so much more all-star power than my opponent just to get 1 kill.
Gotcha.
It just seems to make more sense for if you've got a good level 1 super to try to use that. Really good time.
All right, now next question, Omar. This is from Greg Miller. You're playing like a crazy person. I've never. He's got his 2 fingers up here and he's tapping this thing. Like, are you just used to using a fight stick? You're using the D-pad and you're using the top face button.
Yeah, I'm playing like a Tekken player. Okay. So if you like me grew up playing PlayStation games in fighting games, Tekken in particular.
Nice job.
You may have developed this technique. I don't play with my thumb. I play with both my index and my middle finger. Kind of a claw technique. Yeah, something I picked up playing Tekken. So shout outs to all the Tekken fans out there.
Shout out to all the Tekken players. Yeah. Mellow_Johnny asks, why put both versions of Cole in the game?
The 2 versions of Cole, without going into too much detail,
You can keep talking. I'll take on Colin.
Thanks. I just think we were able to express two really cool, interesting, different, very, very different play styles. If you play...
You want to do Cole v. Cole?
Sure.
Yeah, if you play Infamous, the video game, you know, going the hero route or going the Infamous route, you develop a very, very different moveset and just a very different way of expressing what are ultimately two very different characters. So I just think we had an opportunity, again, to represent two really interesting play styles, and we took it, and we got two really cool characters out of it. So we're very pleased.
Well, yeah, that's one of the interesting things when you know, being a big Infamous fan, obviously these are the first two characters I would gravitate towards, and the fact that they aren't the same, right? Like, there is a big difference between them when you start playing, as far as, like, one has Fire Breath Strike and the other's using Ice, and this is happening here. Oh, come on.
Yeah, so you selected a really cool level, Time Station, which is Ape Escape inspired. You see Spectre back there on the 1s and 2s, up to No Good, using this time machine to bring in these different elements. And astute PlayStation fans will notice that he's actually bringing in different elements from various IPs. There's all sorts of different things that can be brought in there, and yeah, I think there'll be some Easter eggy type surprises for people if they pay attention.
Now what's the... He's sucking my AP dry here. That's
Yeah,
one of the weapons?
he's got the Leech Beam, which is an item from Wipeout, and in our game does
coming down.
does steal some AP from the opponent. So that's a really, really good item in 1v1 and in free-for-all.
Yeah, that item's excellent. Sucks when it's being used on you.
Yeah, you just want to get away.
You feel like whenever it's aimed at me, I always feel like I need to stay close, even though it's going to hit me. I just need to feel like I need to counterbalance the AP I'm losing by earning more.
Fighting, yeah.
Oh! Oh my god. I'm wasting everything I got here, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. This is my first story mode, like I said, to get my Zeke minion and everything. Then I went back to the Oh, Fred.
I really like Evil Cole's up triangle.
Yeah.
Here. It's really effective when you're juggling an enemy.
Yeah, really good at taking advantage of space. They both got really cool forward triangles with their grenades. Of course, the grenades work differently for Good Cole and Evil Cole. Evil Cole's forward circle is also really good. Acid Spit. So if you get hit with that, you'll start leaking AP. Looks like both of you guys got hit.
We're the same person. Where Eric Layden's getting double royalty checks right now.
And of course, I love the resistance theme here.
Yeah, there's Satan. Got pulled in through the machine. Has no idea where he is. Again, a really cool juxtaposition because Ape Escape allowed us to create this very smooth, you know, PS1, PS2 era graphical style, and then you've got, of course, this hyper realistic monster running around in the background.
Now, the question I have to ask is the Resistance superfan. Was there any consideration to putting Nathan Hale or Joseph Capelli in this game as characters?
Yeah, of course. I think any character, it's going to sound a little ridiculous, but any character who's ever appeared on any PlayStation-related video game ever, at one point or another, came up in conversations. And, you know, I mentioned that we are...
Damn you.
We are definitely interested in doing DLC. So
Oh god, oh god, oh god!
We've got the 20 launch characters locked in, but there's always a chance that you'll see a character pop up via DLC.
One of those, Omar, where I have just enough skills to stay competitive and out of Colin's way for a while. It's a matter of time.
He's going to come in on you. One of the really good Evil Cole players does his circle move. He does like a full charge at the office. And he'll store up this punch, and then when he charges it up, he can stun you and get a guaranteed level 1 super. He's a really smart guy.
You got some smart guys.
Top men, yeah. And women.
Yeah, I could use this.
These are the kinds, this is why I love 1v1 so much.
Yeah.
Takes time, it's a battle of attrition a lot of times.
Yeah, the levels will create a very different feel depending on where you go.
Yeah, like this field really makes you move around. It doesn't get bogged down anywhere.
There's a bunch of verticality, and the item spawns happen in unique places on the platforms. It requires you to move into different places that might put you in a vulnerable position. It's definitely one of the more strategic levels. The San Francisco stage that we played was a little more action-packed. There's not really as many places to run. Oh, there we go, on the board.
Let's see.
Marcus.
That leech. Oh wow, got a whole level 1 essentially.
Oh my god.
Just off of the leech.
Damn.
And evened it up.
He's been playing with me.
This is gonna be
I'm not very good with either of the Coles. I think I prefer Evil Cole. But they do share some of the same moves. The amp moves and stuff seem to be the same.
Yeah, they've got a couple of similar melee moves, although well, Good Cole is a little bit better than melee. Their level 1 supers are obviously the same. All right. But I think Evil Cole's style is a little more one-dimensional. Good Cole is, I think, a little bit better at dealing with a more varied situation, but you have to be really good with the character to deal with all those situations.
I got my little basic combo there.
Yeah, that worked well. Oh,
Come on!
just
Get that timing window down, Omar. It's broken. The game's broken, clearly.
All right, I got a plane to catch. Look at you guys. Can't even talk. You're so.
You know how it is. You know how this goes.
Oh, I totally know how it is.
Don't talk to me, Greg.
That's just every night at our house. Oh, come on.
More leechy leech. Oh, almost got a level 2 there. Evil Cole's level 2, really hard to escape. Is he gonna get it? Can he hit with the acid? Oh, he got hit with the acidy spit, so he's gonna start losing HP here. Oh, that's it.
Good show, pal.
Yes, begin. Good game. I thought you had me there. At the beginning there.
It was very tense. I don't think the score quite indicates.
No, I think you're right.
Well, that's the end of the live stream. Goodbye. No, just kidding. We have so much more. Let's see what questions came in while I played the video game. Oh, none. Hey, Eric, send me some more questions. If you want to be a part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, tweet at IGN. Hashtag PS All-Stars. You'll get your question read. You might even win a copy of the game. What do you want to show next, Omar?
I just want to show what people are interested in seeing. I think we've shown a bunch of characters. Oh, I guess we have to show Invasion.
Yeah, you want to do that now?
Yeah, let's show Invasion. Can we get a fourth? Well, we can add an AI opponent if we want.
No, we can get another person up here. Andrew Goldfarb probably. Here, do another match, and I'll orchestrate somebody to come up.
Do we want to do another one-on-one match?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Select your character.
Who should we use?
Let's see. I'm gonna play Sackboy just so people can see how dangerous this can be.
Jack's a one-man army.
Max Cannon Movies tweets, what did you guys learn from the beta?
We learned a lot, gosh. Now, I do have to say the beta was mostly to test our online. We did try a pretty new and ambitious style of networking for a fighting game. So a lot of the beta was designed to make sure that when we do go live, that the online multiplayer is in the proper spot.
Yeah.
But of course, I have mentioned our telemetry system, and so we were able to collect a bit of data about the characters and the levels. I will say we only had 6 characters and 2 levels in the beta, and you want to be careful not to draw too many conclusions based on a limited data set. You know, you can look at Kratos or any of the characters and say, oh, based on this configuration of the game, I'm ready to make a diagnosis about whether or not Kratos is too strong or too weak. And I think sometimes that can be a little premature. But yeah, I think the beta revealed that people really liked Kratos and that he did have a lot of success in our beta. But you know, I think all of the characters had their time to shine. The best player in our beta, the #1 player, was a Parappa player, and was doing some really cool stuff with combos and super setups. And so, yeah, I think we learned a whole bunch of really useful data that will not only benefit the shipped product, but going forward and subsequent patches and things like that, and even.
How hard was it to get some Bioshock Infinite stuff in this?
It was fun. It was.
Oh, the diplomatic answer.
No, it really was. I think the Bioshock team in general, I think, really got what we were going for, and were one of our sort of earliest fans and supporters, and really embraced the concept of collaboration, worked with us on this level. We saw this E3 stage demonstration, I think, when everybody else did, and we were as blown away, I think, as the entire world was at just how cool an opportunity, you know, that Bioshock Infinite represented. And so we were really interested in capturing, even though we had Big Daddy, we were really interested in capturing Infinite and Columbia specifically. Oh, very nice. For this level. So we worked really, really closely with them to get information on how the city of Columbia was going to look, and what might be interesting elements to play up if we were going to design a level based around Columbia. And so what we have here in this level is the concept of the dolls are trying to take over this part of town. So the rivals and factions and fighting over territory seem to be a really big thing in Bioshock Infinite, and so we thought it would be cool to play with that and to have a Twisted Metal faction essentially coming into town and trying to take it over.
Gotcha. Fish. Jules Quimpo tweets at us at IGN #PSAllStars. Just as you can. He or she says, will there be a steady stream of DLC content or just one lump sum? Have you even decided that yet?
We have not really decided that.
Come on, Jules, let them get the game out! I
think it's safe to say we'll support the game via DLC as much as the fans are willing to see it supported. You
know?
Okay.
Oh my.
Come on, don't let this opportunity slip away, Colin. Fall More Low tweets, will there be a global ranking system and or a kill-death ratio on level?
Yes. Yes and yes.
Oh, there you go.
But I think, you know, kill-death is one way to measure success in the game. I think there are certain characters who will just die less than others, and that's a part of their play style. Winningest character, I think, is really important. Like, how often does this character come in first? How often does this character come in second or third? And we'll have all those stats available for players to check out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this wouldn't be a PlayStation production at IGN if the one and only Powerhouse, formerly known as Ryan Clements, didn't make an appearance. He has answered our call to be the 4th player here. He's miking himself up right now. He's doing push-ups. He's eating bananas.
So Omar really uses, you see, like I said earlier, Sackboy is really hard to use, I think. Omar's a very skilled player with him. He's dropping the electric panels constantly, not letting me near him. You know, they're hard to avoid, especially because Drake or Raiden is so.
Yeah, I know exactly what Raiden wants to do. He wants to get up in my face and hit me 17
It's brilliant. You know, this is what's so cool about watching other people play the game, especially people that are very familiar with it. Is you really get to see how a character is meant to be played, and this is not how I play Sackboy. I'll tell you that much. Putting the fan out constantly to just set me off my cadence, blowing me around the stage. See, like it's just. It's actually pretty brilliant. That's pretty brilliant stuff.
Real quick, Jules Quimpo, he or she, you have won a copy of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Awesome.
The PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita, because there's a code inside. Congratulations.
Very
Jules.
Yeah.
Ryan Clements is ready. He's prepared. He's being told where to sit. I don't even know if Clements has ever played PlayStation All-Stars. There's a thing behind you, Colin. Don't worry. He's not going to sit there. He's going to sit,
he's gonna sit here.
Directly behind you.
I know at E3 we did a live stream where we got to show the game off. I don't think he had a chance to play it there.
Here he comes.
Too busy talking to me.
He's mic'd. He's ready. How you doing, Powerhouse?
Hey, guys. Huh? Look at these handsome guys here. I'm just going to be disembodied right behind you guys.
That's fine.
Can you see there?
I can see perfectly. So hopefully my mic is on and everybody in the universe.
I'm giving the thumbs up. Is giving you the big
I'm giving the thumbs up.
I know his name's Solomita. I just call him Somoli.
Alex Somoli.
Good old Alex Somoli over there.
How you doing, man? Thanks for coming.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, buddy. Ooh, behind the back handshake. That was good. That was skill.
Clements, how many hours of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale have you played?
Between like 17 to 25 hours is about the amount. I guess I'll just be Sackboy?
Oh, a lot of people have been calling for Dante if you want to be Dante.
Yeah, I'll be Dante.
Of course, Dante in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, played by Ray Gutierrez from the PlayStation blog.
There's a striking similarity there.
I will get, that's like the last time, and we're going to Invasion, right?
Yeah.
And that's what the fans want to see.
The big invasion. This is what y'all been wanting.
I don't know if it's coincidence, but the last time I played PlayStation All-Stars with Ray, he did play Dante.
He's like, man, there's something about these characters. Yeah. He's got something I like. I don't know what it is.
I like that Noriko costume.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that is nice.
Yeah. I'll be playing.
I probably mic'd myself up wrong.
Invasion.
Alex is coming in.
No, Alex Samolia don't care. Man, that's a lot going on for Big Daddy. He's got little sister. He's got Zeke dancing around. You don't see that often in
Andrew
the
Ryan's
Bioshock
talking
universe.
in the background. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dante's just got his coat.
And his attitude.
So I really, when I was, I'm doing these strategy videos for PlayStation also, so you'll be able to see next. And
Okay.
And I really have begun to appreciate Big Daddy very much. He is so strong.
He's a powerhouse.
That down triangle move is
Excuse me? That is my nickname on the podcast.
Oh, is it?
It is. Don't ask where it came from. It doesn't. Really a misnomer.
Yeah, he's
not particularly strong.
He's a little slow, but
I'm just gonna practice it.
if you're able to leverage, and then you were just using his armor to good effect there. If you're able to leverage his talents, you can do that with things. I'm gonna milk this item here.
Things are going poorly over here.
Big Daddy made me pay for my hubris.
Oh, I just got hit by a missile.
So I really love the mix-up in this stage, the Killzone stage. It's very funny.
Yeah, I've actually, in anticipation, seen a couple of people predict why we put these two levels together. I'll leave it to the fans to figure out.
Oh, I didn't realize we were doing kill them. We should probably spend like some time on it again.
Oh yeah, if I do kill, because the next, I'm gonna go for a level 3 and everyone will stop.
How do you do supers again?
R2.
R2. Got it. R2 and L2 or just R2?
Just R2.
So many button clicks going on right now.
That's how you know it's good. When it gets quiet and all you can hear is
buttons are not being clicked fast enough.
That's the way it was when we played last week. You were talking about the party. We had two TVs lined up right next to each other, 8 people playing at a time. Just button clicking with analog stick movement.
No! Please die, please. Alright, here we go.
Run!
One. Am I really going to get one kill? No, just one.
freaking stop it!
Gosh. Whoa, okay.
What's up? Oh, alright, well, bye. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. PlayStation blog needs me. Gotta do the drop.
Gotta do the drop.
Alright, so, Omar, are you ready for a really nerdy PlayStation Network question?
I hope so.
Colin and I have the misfortune of living together.
Okay.
So, like, I'm playing in the living room, and I'm playing online, we're playing on the couch. Is it possible for him to come in and sign in on the player 2 slot so he'd be earning, progress for his game as well? Sorry, I know that's a nerdy.
No, it's. I just don't want to give you the wrong answer.
Okay.
The answer is yes.
Oh, cool.
He doesn't know.
I don't
know.
I don't know. Nobody quote me.
Please don't be misled, fans.
Never listen to Powerhouse.
It was definitely something that we were looking into during development. Oh, Sweet Tooth, really?
Yep.
2 kills, I think you got.
Yeah, I got 2 on that final pickup there.
Amazing.
I won, right?
Nope.
Okay. Score 0. You can really tell how the skill distribution is laid out. How's everybody doing up here? How's the live stream?
It's been good so far. Let's see if we
Great.
got more questions while we were playing. Remember, if you want to be part of it, at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars, you win a copy of the game. You can tell us who you want us to play as we do stuff like that.
Who should I be? Who have the fans been calling for, Greg? Who else?
Oh, yeah, right.
Dante was the big one.
Okay.
Yeah, tweet at us right now, at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars. Who do you want to see us play as? While we do that and you do your thing here, let's look at what
Do my
questions we
thing.
got here.
Do my thing. I think I might have to go with Fat Princess.
Jesse
maybe.
Cabrera
choice.
6. Omar, how did you decide on moves for characters like Fat Princess or Sackboy that didn't really fit into the fighting game style?
Yeah, well, both of those two characters have interesting stories. For Fat Princess, if you're familiar with her game, it's really a capture the flag style game where the villagers play a very important role. Fat Princess is kind of like the flag, and these villagers are all using their different skills to facilitate, princess capturing. And so
my job is to facilitate
princess capturing.
If we're doing different people.
Yeah, so when it came to design her character, we wanted to make sure that the villagers played an important role. So her entire circle button is just villagers, and she'll call out different villagers who have different abilities, and they'll help out in various ways. And then, of course, she has her attacks as well. She's constantly being fed cake in her game. It gets bigger and bigger, but she's a small girl at heart, I think. And so she has these really acrobatic, dynamic moves. And yeah, her style came out really, really interesting and fun. I think Sackboy, I should select a character here. Let's see. I'll be Evil
Question mark man.
Yeah, so
wow, Evil Cole.
He's a cool guy. For Sackboy, I think the goal was to create a non-violent fighting game character. I just don't think Sackboy is known for the fisticuffs.
Yeah, other than his smack.
He's got the
smack.
smack.
That's all he has.
And we made sure to replicate that. But other than that, we really wanted to create a style that felt true to his character. So he does a lot of keep-aways, as you saw in our 1v1 match. It's really not getting in there and mixing it up with punches and kicks so much as it is setting up these interesting items and gadgets in different ways to play more of a keep-away style.
Real quick, Jesse Cabrera, you've won a copy of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. IGN will be tweeting the information at you through direct message.
Thanks for the question, Jesse.
Thank you very much. Now, how close did Trish come to getting in this game from this game?
Razor's Edge.
Razor's Edge.
I love the beginning of this stage. It's just so crazy.
You don't know what the hell's going on.
Either get me out of here or I never want to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can build a level 1 quick in here, you clean up.
It's done. Yeah, you're done.
I'm trying really hard for a level 2.
So I'm going to ask the beginner's questions, if that's okay with you guys. And apologies if you've already answered these, but do all the characters' circle moves give some mobility? Like I was just playing as DMC.
Oh.
Well, that's a series. as Dante, and his sides to the side circle was kind of a dash.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that, so not all the characters are the same then?
No, we really try to keep our buttons a little generic, so we just call them like attack 1, attack 2, attack 3.
Okay.
And we did that to leave the control scheme open-ended and really satisfy the needs of the character.
Okay.
So for Kratos, for instance, you've been playing God of War as long as I have, like square, triangle, very iconic combo that everyone likes to do. So having our control scheme be very generic, we can give him square, triangle, and you'll say, oh yeah, this is just like Kratos from God of War. Similarly, Raiden from Metal Gear Rising uses like a light attack, strong attack system in his game.
Gotcha.
So we mapped Raiden's combos in a similar fashion in our game, and that works for almost every character. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just running on this chicken.
Wait. No.
Come on.
I'm not gonna.
No.
Sorry, chicken.
Well, I don't like this game anymore.
All right.
I ain't getting any kills.
Yeah, we keep it a little generic, but in some instances where there is overlapping functionality, like, this character has a teleport and this character has a teleport too, oftentimes we'll find those on the control.
Got it. Okay. Very cool. Thank you for answering.
Who's going to get hit with the fish?
Nope.
Oh, God. Oh, that was close.
I really wanted Heihachi there. He's coming through with that fish.
I love the fish. The fish is from Uncharted, right?
That's right.
That's great. Love that.
Oh! Fat Princess.
Really good. Just because a
What's
lot.
up?
Yeah, it really knocks the AP out of you.
Yeah, it's hard to use, but it gets a lot of AP.
Speaking of characters that need to come back, man, I want a new Fat Princess game.
Yeah.
Me too.
Got the one on PSP, got the one on PSN, obviously.
Oh, I got Fat Princess got a scythe. Watch out. Also badass.
I gotta tell you, the character I want most, the realistic character that I want most in this game, DLC, is Lil and Large from Escape Plan.
Oh,
I think it'll be
cool
awesome.
charters.
Coming for you guys.
No. Get away, chicken.
You gotta be kidding me. At least I got something.
Oh, I definitely lost that round. I think I only got 1 kill.
I think I got 2.
But how many times did you die?
That's a good question. 2.
Oh, a lot. But we got some calls for Sir Dan.
Sir Dan. Okay.
You want to do it 2-on-2?
Sure.
I'm stepping out.
Change the rules.
No, 2v2.
Oh, okay.
Tag teams.
It's
go.
I don't know how multiplayer works, Greg.
2 down.
Oh, you need 2v2. You got 2s on 2. I gotta get out of here. I'm an odd number.
I was looking for 2v2.
Okay. That's the
Time
voice
limit
we
still?
default to.
Whatever you'd like to see.
Is that how you guys play it?
We usually do team battle kill limit, like, depends on how long you want the match to go. You can set to like 5.
Want to do 5?
Yeah,
Let's do
sure.
5 team battle.
Team battle 5. Sounds good.
Colin, Omar, we have questions for you here. I think you both have an answer.
Okay.
At Max J. Randa says, how many hours do you think the average gamer will get out of the single-player content?
Ooh, good question.
I mean, Omar can give a better answer to this, but I mean, it took me a half an hour or so on normal difficulty with every character, so that's 10 hours right there. Plus, there's more things to unlock. You play on harder difficulty levels and stuff like that. Plus, some characters I'm just not very good at, so it
Hey,
took me longer.
let's knock off the garbage real quick, too. Colin and Omar are not on the same team, all right?
Oh, all right, okay. I will switch to team
Oh, Dante
orange.
took off his shirt. No, it really looks like Ray.
Yep. What team should I be on then?
Stick with team orange.
Okay, Team Orange.
Yeah, we'll be team orange. And are you playing combat trials? Are you including combat trials?
No, I didn't include that. So yeah, there's definitely that as well.
What are combat trials?
I like to call them edutainment. It's a standalone mode where we try to teach you a little bit about the game, teach you a little bit about individual characters. Hopefully you have some fun there too. We challenge you to kind of play around with the game rules in different ways. We'll restrict your moves. Oh, you can only use your square button, try to get a certain amount of meter and things like that. Trying to trick you into learning while having some fun at the same time.
Gotcha. So much. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's so much here, Clements.
Yeah.
It's like you walk in and the bed's made, and you're like, oh, well, the bed's already made. I wanted to unlock the comforter, and then you pull back the comforter, and there's all these bugs in it. You're like, look at all this stuff.
This one's falling apart. That one did not go over
Should we
well.
get that for the back of the box? Too late.
You're trying to unlock the comforter.
IGN.com.
Ready? Fight!
All right, sweet dude.
So Sir Dan is like definitely the most, I think, nuanced character in the entire game.
Yeah, he's got a really very specific way of being played. So he's easily the slowest character in the game. He's probably slower than Big Daddy. Certainly his moves are slower than Big Daddy. But he's got this really wide arc to his attacks. So when he hits like one person, he can usually hit 2 or 3 people. So you've kind of got to be a little premeditative with your attacks, but once you get going, you can generate a lot of AP because you're just hitting so many people at the same time.
Yeah, when I was playing as him, you always got to remember to pull the shield out.
Always, yeah. The shield protects you from projectiles, and it puts armor on your charge, so very useful move.
Who's on Team Orange with me? I forgot.
I am Sir Daniel, and I'm on Team Orange.
Okay.
Now,
So sorry in advance for bringing the team.
For your crippling loss.
now my favorite item in the game is this axe that I was just using. That axe is beastly.
Balmus's axe from Marker 3, which is a great game. You can spin around like a top, and you've got crazy armor, and you're hitting everybody and generating a ton of AP in the process.
Whoa, you're kidding me?
Yes. No.
Let's not fail.
So there's no friendly fire in this
No,
mode, right? But
no.
could you turn that on?
No. It's for us fully cooperative mode. So
That'd be so hard.
yeah, we want you to really string different attacks together and find the success in combining different techniques. So that requires us to have the friendly fire off.
One example I remember you showing me a long time ago was Sackboy with the fan.
Yep.
Trying to kind of be kind of the more of the passive player.
Yep.
And also Parappa with the boombox.
Yep.
Generating AP if you can stay in the corner and kind of protect it.
Yeah, that's a really good example because Parappa can generate his own AP. He doesn't have to go out there and fight. And, if he mixes himself with a keep-away artist, he can have some real success.
Fish. Fish is nuts.
That one's tough to dodge.
All right, we're in this game. So it's
Not for long.
No, it's cumulative. So it's actually tied right now. Our kills count towards the
Oh, that is simple.
total score.
He stayed in the air longer. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no!
The highs and the lows, they come so quickly.
I didn't do anything in that.
Sorry.
Ray. Go get another tattoo.
Why am I high-fiving you? You just beat me.
Let's see what we got on the questions. Like, I just want to play.
No one's watching this, right?
Remember, at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars for your chance to win a copy of the game here.
Who haven't we seen yet today?
You can play as Jack if you want.
Jack?
I don't think we've seen Jack.
I haven't seen Jack. Yeah.
We've seen everyone else except for the
Omar.
beta players.
GSword_007. Do characters perform better on their home stages?
Not through any artificial means.
Okay.
I think there are definitely certain character and level combinations that work really well together. But no, there's no like natural boom to like Jack fighting on Sandover or anything like that.
I'll play as Toro. I'm really bad with him, I think. But
Are we trying different things? We're trying to shake it up? Yeah. I haven't seen Parappa. I'll be Parappa.
I'm gonna play Ratchet. I think Ratchet and Jack actually make really good teammates.
I just like Toro's intro a lot. Well, his standard
Most
intro.
interesting proposal.
Let's see. Have we seen all the stages? Oh, we haven't done Alden's Tower. Should we do Alden's Tower?
Yeah, sure. Gats Ocean says, will there be a lobby system with separate matches for larger groups? And then he's asking about spectator modes. I know we talked about that. It's more just pop in and play, right?
Yeah. Like I said, our versus mode, the mode that we're playing right now. If we wanted to go grab someone out on the internets and just drop them into our match, we could. So there's no real lobby system or anything like that. Doing push-ups.
I detect danger lurking.
Time to jam.
1920s Parappa.
Ready? Fight!
Yeah, it's shockingly cold in our studio right now. Are we all agreeing on that?
I think it's always cold in here.
Yeah, it's always cold. You got the hot lights in here usually. The hot men, you gotta keep it.
That's something.
Easy.
Put Ray back.
I don't even know what's going on.
I'm going with Parappa. I'm woefully bad with Toro's stuff.
We also use that as a back of the box vote. I have no idea what's going on.
IGN.com.
For professional analysis.
That straight street trash.
Gonna make you roll.
Oh, I should probably
Before we
jump.
die, yeah. We're not gonna make it. No, we made it.
Oh, I got it. We're all over it.
Nope.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That you jump in with, you've been practicing with a character. You jump on a new character.
I think I may have.
Cannot run forever.
Oh, yeah, you were definitely damaged.
That doesn't count in this mode, though, right?
No.
It would count as a death in... Or does it not count as a death in...
No, it's not an official death. Just a mild punitive sort of mode that you go into.
Just the button tap.
Shit, think of it.
Gotta think. The idea of how do I avoid down for as long as possible?
I knew it was coming. I was like, I haven't heard this theme song in a bit.
Alright, we gotta get out of here. And get hit with that fall time. Whoa! I'm gonna get hit with the fall time.
Ah.
No.
Race gear. I'll protect the race gear.
That's good, yeah.
I like how I just jumped up into both of you guys. Ready to get my ass kicked.
Keep you guys out of the way, sir. How about that?
Ooh, that's good stuff.
I really
didn't
like
realize you
Item
could interact
found.
with super moves. That's cool.
I'm gonna come for you, Parappa. Yeah.
Surrender now.
Go! Nice revenge. Whoa.
Thought I had a good box on that one.
Oh! Toro, why have you forsaken me?
Why have you forsaken me?
System of a
Yeah,
Down
System
over
of
there? Wow. Turn back that clock.
You know, System of a Down.
That new jam, Chop Suey. I'm usually the one that's like 20 years behind on my music.
Classic music is...
They do say that, don't they?
Classic music.
Classic music.
It's timeless.
That old chestnut.
Part 2.
Oh, wait, I can win the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that there's a point to this.
Hang on.
All right, at Zezler tweets at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars. How do tournaments and seasons work? Can you explain that, please?
Sure. So we have two main tournament modes, I guess. We have our 4-player free-for-all and we have our 2v2 teamed. And so these are ranked tournaments, and they take place across seasons. Our season currently, I think, lasts about a month, but we have the option to increase that time or decrease that time. So while you're fighting during the season, in either mode, you're constantly accumulating points that go towards a belt rating. And your belt rating determines your position on the leaderboards. Then at the end of the season, we give you rewards based on your ratings, basically. So if you manage to be a black belt at the end of the season, there's a specific reward associated with that. And there's even rewards for having a certain rating over multiple seasons. So something that will grow and hopefully have legs as the community continues to play the game.
Gotcha. Now, Colin, these in-game rewards, they sound pretty sweet.
Yes.
I'm never going to be a black belt month over month over month over month. We know that. I'm a chucklehead.
In the game, you are in real life.
Oh, in real life, of course, yeah. You don't get a body like this, and you can't defend yourself.
Yeah.
Tell me, how are the trophies, though? That's the big question.
You have to defend yourself because of your body?
Okay. A lot of people want to start things. That was my sandwich, and you got to be like, it's mine now.
The trophies are, I think, are totally gettable. You know, you got to beat the game with. You got to beat the game with every.
Totally gettable.
You got to beat the game with every character. You got to play online a bit, but you know, it's nothing too crazy. You know, I like games that have trophies like this, where you know you have to work for it, but you know you can get it. It's not one of those mysteries where you don't know.
For me, that's one of the cool things about being on Vita, right? Is that I think the 20, 30 minutes to run through a story and learn the ins and outs of a character, try to get familiar with them, is going to be perfect for community rides, for trains, stuff like that. When you're just killing time there.
And obviously, I answered this today. We got our Vita versions. The game does have separate trophies on both, but they're identical lists. And Omar confirmed to us over lunch that if you send your save from one to the other, you can get the trophies, I guess, on both.
Yeah. So like the sound shapes.
Right, like sound shapes or Metal Gear.
Yeah. Real quick, congratulations to Zezler. Zezler tweeted at IGN hashtag PS All-Stars. Won a copy of the game.
Awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
IGN will be direct messaging you that about that.
Hey Greg, should I bounce out after this match, or what do you think?
You should do whatever you want.
Okay.
You live your life, man.
I live my life. Well, I may have to bounce out after this match.
That's Bon Jovi. Remember him?
I remember Bon Jovi.
So you got the hot shots here, mixed up with the jack.
That's right. Definitely hot shots. I think a level, an IP best represented with a level. You know, I don't think anyone wants any golfers running around with golf clubs.
Well, says you.
Fine.
Okay. Leave Naruto alone.
So I like little Drake's down circle. He makes his own little barrier that he can stand behind. And I like that if someone gets really close, you can use the square button to rifle butt them and then hide back behind the wall.
Yeah, you can also flip to the other side or play that constant keyboard game.
Get out of there, sweet tooth!
I also like triangle. Standard is the AK-47, but then you can run back and forth with it to kind of stay safe.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is cool.
A little bit of running gun. One of the few characters who can shoot a projectile while being mobile. Sort of a great gift in our game.
Keep it together, Naruto. Nope, or you could just fall into the
Fall
water.
into the water and never come back.
You've already.
What? Oh, I thought that was level 1. I wasn't trying to come back.
I've had to do a little bit of on that too.
Everybody come to this side of the screen.
Okay.
I put you in secret timeout, Drake. You can't.
Just what I needed.
Oh, and I've had enough of this.
That axe is so great to build near.
Yeah, I love it.
Jeez, it's getting juggled.
Welcome to Juggle Time.
God.
Something's happening.
Oh God.
Things
Oh
are
dear
happening.
Lord.
Ready to give up.
Almost.
Quickly.
Nice.
Did that work?
Yes. Oh, you're gonna die.
I thought I had one stored, but I didn't know. I look like quite the
Drake, Drake's level 2 is hard to use on this stage with the
Definitely.
platforms over here.
I think
you gotta
people,
go to the left side.
they naturally just want to stay away from the edges, so it's really hard to get space to perform that level.
What's Drake's level 3? I can't remember that.
It's the sarcophagus thing, right?
Yeah.
He turns everyone into like
Descendants.
zombies. Yeah.
Or zombies.
Spoilers from Uncharted 1.
Sorry,
Jeez.
guys.
God, I was just going to get to that.
I was just saying.
We have a strict policy on Podcast Beyond that you can't spoil games that are more than 2 years old. Oh,
I think
nice.
sometimes it comes out of 2 months.
Yeah.
Ryan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys very
It's been a
much.
pleasure.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Clint. It's good
absolutely.
to see you.
Get back to doing the
I'll
work
say-
for the IGNs.
I'll do some work for IGNs. Enjoy, guys.
Oh, we will. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a part of the show, maybe win a copy of the game, tweet at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go.
Select your character.
Let's say Ty's Woe. Did you ever think of making the game levels in a 3D space instead of 2D?
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly came up in conversation. I think when you think about this new resurgence of fighting games that we're in, and I certainly think we're in one, what with this sort of post-Street Fighter 4 world, I think 2D as a gameplay style, I think is a little more user-friendly, new user-friendly. Sure. I think it allowed us to create a control scheme that's really simple to use, but also allows us to have a bunch of moves on every character. So yeah, 3D is something we definitely considered, but I think given our target audience and knowing that we're going to be introducing this game to a lot of people who aren't really familiar with the ins and outs and complexity of traditional fighting games, I think 2D works better for us right now.
Sure. Colin, what do you want to do? You want to do more?
Why don't you guys play one-on-one?
All right.
Alrighty.
I'm no good.
Do you want to take mine?
Yeah, sure. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get embarrassed on this one though. That's the problem.
Is in currently.
Let's see here. This is 3. You have.
I have 1. Clement's leave with his control.
Yeah, but he. Yeah. Like,
Select your character.
Oh, never mind. That works.
I just jumped back in.
Look at that.
Do you want to take over the Twitter questions?
sure.
and
How
whatnot?
are they coming in?
They're
They're
coming
coming in
through my
hot.
little aim window right here.
Oh, you got aim on your phone? I didn't even know that was possible.
Oh yeah, it's 2012. You can get anything you want on your phone now.
I'm back in like 1995.
What am I doing here? Okay.
Let's see.
Who are you gonna be?
I don't know. I want to play a character that maybe the fans are interested in seeing.
Okay. I'll be Kratos. People like Kratos.
People love Kratos.
There you go.
He's a man of the people.
Yeah.
Now you will feel
He
my
likes to kill the people.
Oh, what did I do? Oh,
I'll play Sweet Tooth. How's that?
good.
Okay.
Now,
Can
settings.
do an all Jaffe rivalry. Yeah, we'll do free for all. Kill limit's probably best.
Okay.
Yeah, kill limit 3. That sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, look at that sweet tooth outfit.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
right choice.
Thank you.
Select your level.
The battle
It's
for
really
David
nice of you to
Jaffe.
say.
Yeah.
Has he come by to play? Have you seen people come by and do you? I don't know how that works. Do you like? Is it just at trade shows? You're like, oh, somebody comes by and you're like, oh man, check out what we've done with your characters.
No, we send over builds a lot. I'm sure certainly there have been some developers who've seen their game or their character for the first time on a trade show floor somewhere.
Sure,
But generally speaking, we do a lot of build sharing, a lot of visits to the office. We worked out of Santa Monica Studios for a while during the initial stages of PlayStation All-Stars, so we had immediate access to the God of War team, for
Yeah, Todd
instance.
Pappy's over there poking you every 5 seconds, just throwing ice at you,
Yeah.
hazing you. Got the paddles.
Yeah,
Get out of here, new guys!
That old ice throwing. Yeah.
You know that old chestnut, that old hazing chestnut. So Kevin the James. It's an interesting.
All right.
It's an interesting.
Not Kevin James. Kevin.
No,
the-
Kevin the
James.
Kevin James. Is he the one from King of Queens?
Yes. He's Paul Malcott.
Yep, exactly. He asks, was there a long discussion on who the final boss would be? Who else was considered for the quote-unquote big bad?
Yeah, we had a bunch of discussions about who would be right for a final boss. I think for a while we were discussing a particular villain from maybe one PlayStation universe. Zeus, I think, came up a lot, but also like the Helgen Army was at one point proposed, especially since Radek is like one of our only villains. But I think what we best thought would be appropriate for a PlayStation All-Stars boss would be a character who represents the entire brand, the entire sort of PlayStation universe, and Polygon Man is kind of the original mascot. And he's known for saying all these crazy things about absolute power and seamless illusions and things like that. He's just crazy enough to make for an interesting boss.
Yeah, the quotes are amazing that he uses. I consider this a role-playing game.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite ones.
Today you'll be playing the role of a pinata.
It's very funny. We're not going to obviously show that to you, as we said earlier. That'll be a surprise for you when you pick up the game.
But those are all real quotes from the original marketing material for PlayStation. So we didn't make those up. Just noticed we're really getting stomped here.
I don't think anyone watching at home is like, Greg Miller's really giving it to him. They all know I'm sneaking one of these. No, that's gonna get too serious.
Yeah, he's all distracted. Now, when you say Marcus should have been the boss, do you mean Marcus Smith, director of Resistance, or you mean PSP Marcus?
I mean Marcus, get your game on PSP. He did his best to attack the PSP, now he's taking on the...
Whatever happened to that ad campaign?
It just didn't work out.
Now, the cool thing about the stage, the Loco Roco stage, is the flowers all hide AP, which is kind of cool. It's just striking. So I found myself in single-player games of just quickly going to the flowers, kind of accumulating maybe half a meter right off the bat. Helpful.
I know you're doing cool stuff. Get out of here! Leave me alone!
This is a funny mashup.
I really like this mashup. Yeah.
Metal Gear looks all tuckered out in the background.
Yeah, he's had Loco Rocos jumping on him.
Hades awaits. Here you go.
No.
I'm telling you, that dodge roll is clutch, ladies and gentlemen.
All my apps.
Law G1C asks, Omar, out of all of the characters so far, are there any characters that you feel are the best, hands down?
No, actually. We have character specialists at the office for pretty much every character on our roster.
Okay, I'm getting out of this endless cycle.
I consider all the characters equal threats at any given point. There's some really, really interesting stuff going on with the characters. You mentioned investment. If you invest the time, you're going to find that in any given situation, there's one character on the roster who can just do something really, really nasty to you.
Oh, this is an interesting question. The Rated D asks, can we upload our matches to YouTube like Uncharted 3 did?
No, we had flirted with that for a little while, but no, we weren't able to support that.
You can always capture them.
You can always capture, absolutely.
Maybe a little more cumbersome than you would have liked on your PlayStation 3, but yeah, that was rare. That was not a lot of games do that, I don't think, right? The YouTube capture.
No, it's not quite prevalent. I think that sort of stuff, and also streaming, like streaming integration, will definitely be something that more games are looking forward to doing in the future. I'm looking forward to stuff like that because I like watching video games stream.
Oh, this is a battle of attrition here. I'm enjoying this.
Get out of here, you fish. Get out of here.
It's like Ryan Altano once said on a GameCube. YouTube's just becoming our garbage planet, where we just send all our garbage. So it's probably best that we're not every game is just uploading thousands of hours. Remember when the internet was like, oh man,
you had to put some effort. You had to put some effort into putting something on the internet.
We got to put up a polished product. Now it's just like every freaking match. Oh no.
Not like this. Oh, nice.
Superboy DC asks a question that I know will hit close to home to you, Omar, because you're such a huge fighting game fan.
Yep.
Do you think this game will get enough attention to be at EVO?
Gosh, it's hard for me to say. We did take the game out to EVO, but that was more just in an exhibition this year. We just wanted to show the game off, to let the fighting game community know that we're out there. We very much consider ourselves, of the fighting game community, and if they want to develop communities and have tournaments around this game, we're definitely going to support that and encourage them to do so, because that's very interesting to us. But we're not going to try to force the game on people. I know that can happen with certain games where you feel like, I don't really want to play this game, but this company's just trying to force it down my throat for marketing purposes. We're really going to try not to do that. If the fans want to, like I said, to play in tournaments and to have that kind of attention, that community built around the game, we would love to support it.
And how was it received at EVO? I mean, when you guys brought that, I did remember you guys bringing it there.
Yeah.
Did the kind of the hardcore really enjoy it? Did they take to it?
Yeah, definitely. We had a really good showing at EVO. It was still, again, we were very early on in our life. We showed off Heihachi and Toro at EVO, and I think the crowd understood and appreciated why we would want to show those two characters off. And I think more than anything else, we're really kind of excited to see the support. I think the fighting game community is one that was developed completely organically. It's not a manufactured thing. It's not like some publisher or platform holder got around and said, we're going to invent this community of players and try to monetize this community. It's a community that are you just going to hang out there?
It's one of those things where my knowledge of the game, I know what you're doing, and I just can't stop it. Because what he's doing, ladies and gentlemen, is when I come at him, he's holding blocks, so my regular attacks don't work. And then he drops these mines, and I try to do the grab attack, which I never use in real game. The grab attack, which is for pros only, apparently, and that's when I'm getting smoked over here. So I'm just thinking, Kratos is taking some time to think this one through before he rushes in there.
Yeah. Back to that fighting game community, I think it's harder to fool them than almost any fan base in the world. So we'll let them decide how they want to treat the game, but we're definitely there and prepared to support it.
Cool. And Superboy DC for asking such a thoughtful question. You win a copy of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale on PlayStation 3. That will also give you the PlayStation Vita version of the game for free. Many congratulations. There are 2 copies left to win, by the way. So keep your questions coming. Daniel Smile asks, a question that I think a lot of us have asked if we're hardcore PlayStation fans, been following the game, but also following what Sony's been doing with other games. Where did the inspiration specifically for this game come from, he asks? The Michael ad, did that have anything to do with All-Stars one way or the other?
The Michael ad hit while we were actually already in development of PlayStation All-Stars. I think it, personally, for the team was definitely an inspiration and kind of reinforced the idea and made us feel very good about what we were doing with the game. But excuse me, sneeze. They were developed separately. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, sorry.
You ruined the live stream.
How dare you squeeze, sir.
Can we take it from the top?
Remember, tweet at us at IGN, #PS All-Stars for your chance to win a copy of the game. Get a question read on the air.
Yeah, I think the idea for the game was really like, how do we take all these cool characters, put them in the same game, and have people enjoy that? It wasn't, let's make a fighting game or let's make a brawl or anything like that. It was, let's take these great characters that people love so much and let's find a cool experience that they can share together.
Cool. And Superbot was created specifically to make this game.
Specifically, yeah. We started out as a company called Broodworks. That was the incubated team inside Santa Monica Studios, and that eventually turned into Superbot.
We have a few questions here that we haven't used yet. Awesomeness332 asks, how does using the Vita as a controller, I'm assuming so he says, this is awkwardly phrased.
Okay.
How does using the Vita as a controller for a local play work? I would have said work.
Yeah, so the Vita, it's actually not,
This is how I would have done it.
it's actually not Vita as a controller. The Vita is a standalone version of the game. We've mentioned a couple of times that when you buy the PlayStation 3 version, you get a full and complete standalone version of PlayStation All-Stars on the Vita. So it's a totally separate game. I've seen this at trade shows a lot, and it kind of speaks to how cool our online is. But when you're playing crossplay, we can be playing on our PS3 now. We can just invite anyone who has a PS3, a PS Vita to play with us, and they'll oftentimes look at the big TV while they're playing on the Vita, not really, I think just because it feels natural. Like, oh, I've got this giant screen in front of me, I'll look at that instead. But really, it is 2 different standalone versions of the game that are being played separately. So yeah, it's its full own proper game in and of itself. You can take it on the go, you can play at your house, and again, you can play against other Vita or PS3 owners with that.
But to your point, you could, if someone has a Vita but they only have 2 DualShock controllers, they have 3 friends, you could play on the couch with your Vita, look at the TV, the latency is not bad enough where it looks like you're playing with a Vita.
Yeah, no, not at all. The latency is not an issue, or tends not to be an issue for people. We found this out in our most recent beta, which was both on the PS3 and the PS Vita, that oftentimes you'd have a PS3 owner would invite their buddy who had a PS Vita, and that Vita owner would be right there in front of the TV, looking at the TV and playing along.
Very cool. So what are we going to do here? You're going to do another, you're going to bring in some AI?
Yeah. You want to do any crazy settings here? What do I need to do?
No, I think we can leave it as is. Hang on, I'm going to change
Someone else playing a Spike. I like to see this. I want to see what an expert like Omar, how he plays my character.
Do you want to play? Do you want to jump in?
No, I'm fine. I'm gonna learn a thing or two just by watching here because, you know, I've really adopted Spike with, you know,
that's crazy.
On my own. I don't know how the experts play them. Okay. So let's see what goes down here.
So this is one of our practice stages. We have, I think, a half dozen practice stages with the game, and we don't. There are no mashups here, so it's just straight up fighting different configurations. This is one of our largest practice maps, and there's an interesting platform arrangement here.
You can't stop me.
Yeah, and it's just straight up punching and kicking.
More questions if you don't mind.
Sure.
GA_Sultan asks, Omar, what made you pick Heihachi out of all of the Tekken characters?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm actually not even a Heihachi player. I really like Wing Xiaoyu. She's my favorite Tekken character. I've been playing her since they put her in Tekken 3. But I think when you're talking about a series like Tekken that has so many characters and spans so many games, what you want to do is you want to go for that most iconic representative, and I think the Mishima family by far and away is the star of the Tekken show, and you know, of the Mishima family, Heihachi is the patriarch. You know, he's the man and has consistently been the man, you know, since the start of that series. And so we thought it'd be best to go with Heihachi. And he's got a really cool moveset. We get to use Kuma, you know, his personal bodyguard for his level 2 super. We have fun with that. His level 3 super is directly inspired by his Tekken 5 ending, where he takes Kazuya and Jin and his dad Jinpachi and like latches him onto a rocket and sends him into space. So yeah, I think when you have a really hard choice, we've got this huge roster of characters, and you can only select one. You tend to go with, you know, that sort of iconic representative, and I think that's who Heihachi is.
Gotcha.
I like that Princess's alternate costumes are really like the other.
Yeah.
I really like
Princesses.
I think she's a really cool character. I hope you know, people give her a chance, you know, and get to experience her. I know some people will experience her for the first time in PlayStation All-Stars. She's just a really interesting character. And we had a lot of fun designing her.
I do like picking her on the screen. She's just a funny character. She's just really a funny.
She's hilarious.
That game is like the game she hails from is a funny, brilliant idea.
Yes,
and,
love it.
And seeing her in this game is really cool.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, that's why I hope that Lil and Large somehow find their way into this game. I know that the same team is a Dev Mars joint.
Dev Mars joint. A Dev Mars production.
Shout outs to Dev Mars. Yeah.
Fat PSN, and it's FAYT, so maybe Fate. I don't know.
Not fat.
Fat. We'll just say Fat PSN.
That's Fat PSN, son.
Aside from licensing issues, how hard/easy was it to get certain characters in the game? What stopped you and what helped you?
Oh, long time dude, level 3.
I mean, I assume, for instance, the first-party characters were not really that much of an issue to get.
You would think that. I wouldn't go as far as to say any character was an absolute slam dunk. Obviously, you know, we were incubated at Sony Santa Monica, so we have a lot of great relationships there. And when it came time to put, you know, a Kratos or a Sweet Tooth or even a Fat Princess, we had a lot of great support and encouragement from our Santa Monica friends. But really, I mean, we had to go to every IP holder and sell them on the idea of including their character in PlayStation All-Stars. And you know, the response that we got from everyone was just really great. You know, we usually come in hand of like a proposal. These are the kind of moves we want your character to do. This is how he's going to look. These are his intros and outros and things like that. And you know, sell them on the concept on paper. And then once we had a build that we were able to take around and say, this is what kind of game it is. This is the sort of action. This is the kind of violence. If you're concerned about violence, like some of the IP holders could potentially be. You know, we're not ripping people's heads off or anything like that. It's really more cartoon, T-for-teen style violence. You know, it was just it was a collaborative process the entire way to really let people know that we're not trying to disrespect these different characters, and you know, we're doing this for the love of the IP and the love of the characters, just like the fans love these characters. And you know, the IP holders got that, and they're really supportive.
So when you say, I mean, obviously Sony owns a character like Cole, but that's really Sucker Punch's character. So when you mean go to the holders, did you have to go up to Washington to see Sucker Punch to kind of show them Cole and stuff like that, or are you really just talking about the third parties?
No, it's first and third party. It's not really, I mean, the process itself is probably is a little boring, but in general, it does involve either a representative from Superbot or a representative from Sony going to the individual IP holders.
Anyone else notice me steal that? Because I totally didn't deserve to win that match.
That was, no, you totally caught us slipping. Yeah, and it's going and pitching Naughty Dog. It's pitching Sucker Punch. It's pitching everyone, not just the 2K or the Irrationals of the world. It's everyone. Any character who's included in this game had the right to say no. You know, and we're very happy and privileged that these great IP holders said yes.
Awesome. And for that great question, Fat or Fate PSN, we don't really know.
Fat PSN.
Fat PSN, Fate PSN, we don't know.
PSN.
You win a copy of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale on PlayStation 3. Also get the PlayStation Vita version for free.
Toss in there.
Keep on tweeting at IGN your questions, your comments, maybe even your concerns. I don't know. You want to jump back in? You want to jump back in? No, keep going if you don't mind. Right. I'm enjoying conversating. It's a conversational live stream.
Conversational with Colin?
So one thing that I have to ask, I mean, you know, was it frustrating for you guys on the same topic, the assumptions that Sony owns Crash Bandicoot and Spyro and that you guys could just throw them in the game? I know that this was something you guys have to deal with so much, but Sony doesn't own them, so it wasn't as easy as getting them in the game as I guess maybe people thought.
Sure. I mean, without going to the specifics of any one character, like any assumption that like, oh, well, Sony owns Sweet Tooth, so they can do whatever the hell they want with Sweet Tooth. It's just not true. I totally understand why, from just looking in you don't really understand development or know anything about who Superbot is or anything like that. Why you might make those assumptions, but it's just it goes with the territory of making a game like this, and you just have to make sure as a developer you're doing the best job to represent these characters and the PlayStation brand as well as you possibly can.
Well, we have more questions. Let's keep them going. Indignation, at Indignation. It's a good Twitter name. He asked, can we play our own music in a level? Is there a way for you to play music from, I guess, cross-media in the game?
Well, there's no game-specific... Oh, is this a one-on-one? I didn't realize. There's no game-specific functionality that allows for that, but I mean, if there's PlayStation functionality that allows for that, we don't prevent it. I think we've got some pretty cool music that I'd love for you to,
Somebody had asked before I switched off the thing that I never got to ask. Are you making the soundtrack available anywhere?
I hope so. If you are interested in hearing our soundtrack, please let us know. We composed, I've talked about this a couple of times, but all of the songs in PlayStation All-Stars are rearrangements or mashups of original music found in the video game. So even on this level, which is Uncharted and Bioshock, these are two pieces from that series. Our composer, John King, did a bit of a rearrangement of them and then mashes them together to form like an all-new composition. So it's a really cool little trick that he did there. And the result is some really interesting music. I would love it if this game had a standalone soundtrack.
And just about this stage in particular, I noted when I was playing at home and the game went into these many overtimes that we were talking about, that the Bioshock, I guess, music that plays just keeps kind of playing out if you stay on the stage for a really long time. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I was really into that. Let's see. We have another question from @Dre21011. Perhaps that's the zip code. I don't know.
No, he's laughing at me. That he's just juggling me off the side of that thing.
He says, can we each tell him our favorite or our dream All-Star character you'd love to see as DLC? Greg.
Yeah.
What characters you really, realistically, you love to see?
I know. Podcast Beyond, we've been doing this animated feature where we pitch people. It started off serious and then got more and more ridiculous. I do think, since the announcement of this game, Ethan Mars needs to be in this game. I understand he's the one that kind of started us down the joke path, but
we're not joking.
This is for serious.
Yes, for real. This is for keeps. If we could have Ethan Mars in there, and seriously, his level 3 just turns the screen black. You come back, everyone's dead, and he's got an origami figure in his hand.
Wow.
That's what you need. That's all it needs. And he can fight, and he can throw plates, and he can have the clown guy. I mean, there's tons of goofy little things you can do, especially for DLC. Then you're not breaking the world. You don't have to write. You don't have to sign David Cage up to take his properties and put him in here. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, I think Ethan Mars is a slam dunk. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, both two cool characters. You'll get nothing out of me, but
I know.
I
We're not trying to trick you up here.
We know that. I think, like, you know, we've talked about all sorts of characters. I think that, you know, as a huge Wild Arms fan, the first game, I absolutely adore that game. Rudy Rough-Knight would be an awesome character to have in this game. I know that that's like obscure, but if you're an old school PlayStation fan from really the origins of the console, you'll remember that Wild Arms is really one of the great role-playing games on the system. And Sony owns that property, so that would be pretty cool.
Another one that I think people would flip out for would be Psychonauts.
Ooh, Psychonauts is cool.
PS2, yeah. I mean, you go get them. I forgot the Costume Quest, but I don't think anybody else. Other than Colin, I know Colin.
Yeah, Costume Quest is awesome. Always wanted a sequel. Yeah. Like something Quest.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like, yeah. We don't have to talk about that game. This is not a Costume Quest live game.
Yeah, Tim Schafer gets enough good stuff. Get out of here.
Oh, all right. So this is interesting. At David Scott Jaffe. It says, so that's really Mr. Jaffe. He says, hey, it's Jaffe watching stream with my kid. She loves game but doesn't believe it's live. Please give her a shout out. Her name is Sarah.
Shout outs to Sarah.
Sarah, thank you for watching. Of course, Mr. Jaffe, of course, thank you for watching as well.
And I won with Sweet Tooth, as Jaffe's won.
I know, isn't that a coincidence?
Jaffe, for writing in, you win a copy of PlayStation All-Stars. I'm sure we can make that happen.
Dave, if you already don't have a copy of PlayStation All-Stars, I'm very sorry.
Things have gone amiss.
That's funny. Well, thank you for watching. The Jaffe family is tuned in.
Yeah.
Very cool, very funny.
Select your character.
Should we do, should I jump back in and maybe do a just three-man free-for-all?
Yeah, see what's going on for them.
Give it the old telephone here.
There you go.
That's what they call it, right?
Yeah, that's what they call it these days. 10 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. You still have chances to win. Make sure you tweet at IGN.
Yeah, there's one copy left for you to win.
Ooh.
Hashtag, is that correct? Okay. Hashtag PS All-Stars.
Coming in, let's see. Finish strong with here.
Ha! You call this a fight?
Time for some
Going back
fun.
to Spike just because that's my comfort zone. I'm gonna go with Brad.
You gotta commit. I understand it's not maybe the most interesting thing for other people. You gotta sharpen your skills. You gotta know.
Oh yeah. So when we do our SmackDown next week with the readers, which we'll be doing, we'll be talking about that soon, right?
Yeah, we can talk about it right now.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday, when the game comes out, Colin and I are gonna be sitting at our desk playing it that afternoon. So buy it and play with us.
I'll be breaking out Spike with regularity.
Yeah.
Show you a thing or two.
What about with Singularity?
That's another character we need in this game. Singularity, the most underplayed and underappreciated first-person shooter of our time.
Wow.
Stops you, his level 1 super, he just rewinds you to a freaking sperm and you fall and you're dead. There you go.
Can we get you on staff? Designing
I will throw out so many terrible ideas on a daily basis.
I was like, why is this controller so light? It's a 6-axis. I've never played with the 6-axis controller anymore.
Fight!
Jack's interesting. I like doing, yeah, is it up triangle to put that little...
No, that's just neutral circle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jack's got, of course, all his crazy guns, eco-infused variants, and he's got a really interesting style. Daniel Maniago, our community manager, aka Clockwork, famous fighting game community representative. First came in and immediately gravitated towards Jack and would embarrass me at different times with that character. Oh no.
It is my duty to
Low-key clever there for a minute. Not so.
Ooh, that's the stuff.
2 more hours with PlayStation. I don't know if there's a game in recent memory that I can think of more where the more I play it, the more I like it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
If that makes sense. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a 10, but every time I start playing it, it's one of those, the more you play it, the deeper you get with it, the more I feel like I want to keep playing. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Am I expressing that correctly, Colin?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. That's why I keep saying. See, the good thing I was saying, Greg, is, you know, with people's kind of predetermined notion of what the game is. When we go to PAX or we go to New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
And you know, Comic Con's a good example because the game was on the show floor there on both Vita and PS3. And I asked them during Podcast Beyond Live. I asked the crowd, "What do you think now? Now that you've played it, what do you think?" And everyone was like, you know, a lot of people were like, you know, basically we were wrong in prejudging the game as being just just a mindless clone. It's not. You know?
Yeah.
Feel the heat.
It's a deeper game, I think, than Smash Brothers in a lot of ways, but it's also a different game. It's just different. And I agree. I think that the more you put in it, the more you get out of it. Just like Smash Brothers.
It's because it's one of those things like, you know, you're watching the God of War battle a little while ago. Omar and I facing off there, Kratos and Sweet Tooth, and knowing what was wrong, I want, you know, I know what he's trying to do to me. I want to try to stop that and try to figure out how to use that to my advantage. Like that kind of strategy, I think it's lost on you the first. A lot of times you play it. The first few times you play it, I think that's lost in the which character am I, what's happening, how do I pick that up kind of thing. So the more you get the hang of it, you get your freaking teeth kicked in. That's what happens.
No, I agree. I mean, you know, and this comes from Greg. The one thing I don't think a lot of people realize, we're PlayStation editors and stuff like that, but I don't think that there's a game, like a single game, that you and I have spent more time with this generation than Smash Brothers. Brawl.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
well, for me, it's speaking over time.
Yeah, well, that's true. Oh. Brawl's a game we still play. Yeah. You and I, as of a couple months ago, broke it out. Yeah, it's its own thing, you know? And that's just what people need to realize with this game, love it or hate it. It's not, I don't think it's what a lot of people think it is.
No, but there's something here deep.
Well, cool. I'm glad you guys are picking up on that. I mean, you definitely wanted to make something, again, that added to, you know, the great traditional fighting games. We love fighting games. And there's that compulsion that you're talking about to want to keep playing and want to keep better, and you see something, a deficiency in your gameplay. You're like, oh, I know what you're doing. I just don't know how to solve it yet.
And that's the thing. That's what turns me off about Street Fighter, right? Is when I try to play Street Fighter, I can't put it all together. But for something here, it's not Smash Brothers and it's not Street Fighter, and there's something in the ether that makes it comprehensible for me, that I can actually sit down and be like, okay, here's what I should have done, or here's what I'm getting wrong. I don't know if it'll click for everybody, but it clicks for me as far as like definitely wanting to use the video now as my personal dojo to get better. So
we have 5 minutes, so should we just
do a 5-minute match?
Yeah, or a 4-minute match, whatever.
Sure.
And we can go back to Invasion. I just want to give the guys another taste. I know.
Sure.
They were asking for that.
4 minutes, you want?
Yeah, 4 minutes. That way we can not get cut off or whatever.
Sure.
I know how eager Alex is in there in that booth. He has his finger over the red button.
Sausalia in there. Yeah, he'll kick us off.
He's gonna cut us off.
Right choice.
We have a question here. This is from Black Ninja 914. Is an arcade fight stick compatible with PS All-Stars?
Absolutely, yeah. We have a fully customizable control scheme, but we have an arcade scheme default. There's a couple of guys at the office who
let us make short work of this
as their primary interface. So absolutely, definitely supported.
Nice. Remember, if you want to be one of the final questions on this 2-hour All-Stars live stream, tweet at IGN. Oh, you want to do Invasion? I screwed that up. God damn it. We'll stop. We'll quit right away.
Oh, listen.
No. You're the guest. You get what you want.
Thank you so much.
Your load times aren't bad, so it doesn't really. It's
cool.
not like it's a killer.
Load times not bad.
IGN.com.
You guys printed those boxes way too quick.
Remember, at IGN, hashtag PS All-Stars. You get on the show. Maybe we still have one copy to give away.
One copy, yep.
I haven't missed that tweet. Look how you got this. Right back into it. I got this time limit. We're all set. Yeah, good.
A most interesting proposal.
Some fun.
Select your level.
Invasion. There we go. Whew. Made it.
Awesome.
We're gonna be okay. So me, we're going 1 minute over. He doesn't have a headset on. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. This idiot in the frickin' booth. Jesus. So anyways, yeah, PlayStation All-Stars out on the 20th. That's Tuesday.
Yep.
A review post on the Tuesday. Colin's like 3 million videos of PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, we have a lot of dozens of like original videos going up for All-Stars. I captured a lot of the game for it. We captured, I think, like 12 hours of the game or something like that. Just for those videos, not even for the video review necessarily. So.
Sure. IGN has the official wiki as well.
Right.
So
and I think we're gonna have I think we're gonna have an app as well, right? Is that something?
Well, you said it on a live stream, so now we do.
Now it's true.
Plenty of stuff out there for us and you and everything else here. And then yeah, Colin and I will be playing Tuesday afternoon, maybe even earlier if we can get everything done. I got a review for
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm picking that up on my video as well.
Yes. Like an idiot. It's really good. There was no embargo on it, but obviously just that. So thank you.
Cool. Oh, that axe. It's brutal.
Okay. What's the punch?
Here you go.
Oh, so close. I like Rashi. He's versatile.
Very, Come on, Kuma.
Oh man, Justin Davis' favorite character.
The dance is the best.
Justin Davis, our mobile editor, freaks the F out anytime the bear comes out. And that's all he wants to see.
I love the dance at the
We
end.
played for an hour after that night when it was just me and him then, and all he did was run around as that dang bear.
Awesome. We have guys who work on this who do the same thing. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are winding down the live stream. Thank you so much for joining. Remember to follow IGN on Twitter. At IGN, you can follow Colin at No Taxation. I'm doing everything. Omar, you don't have a personal one, do you? You're Superbot Entertainment. Or
That's right. Superbot. You'll get the entire sort of board-like entity.
Everyone will come speak to you.
That's right.
So again, wrapping everything up, out on the 20th, that's Tuesday. Review Tuesday, Colin's Million Videos. Play with us. We'll have an article up probably Monday about how you can come play with us. We'll clear out some friendly space. I freaking think that.
So deadly.
Too easy.
I would save, if there was another player on the map with us, I'd save up for level 2 because you can actually get more kills with it if you can.
Ah, that fusion bomb. Wow. Watch AP.
Do we give away all the copies of the game, Greg?
I don't know, hold on.
Did we really give that last copy to David Jaffe?
I'll buy David Jaffe his own copy, you don't have to worry about that. Oh, next question I ask is the winner. So our final question and the winner will be... That's the Oregon Trail theme, by the way.
I'm just going to beat up on Greg.
Dr. Gilliam has won the final copy. How important will post-game support be for you guys? You've talked about, yeah, you're interested in DLC.
Yeah.
It's been confirmed before. But in general, you're talking, I mean, it sounds like about, tweaking things and seeing what's happening and keeping tournaments going.
Yeah, I mean, for us, this is very much a living game. It doesn't end, on November 20th. It kind of starts for us. We're very excited to get the game in the hands of the players and have them start showing us, how they really play the game. And we'll obviously be making adjustments if we find things that are out of whack or not going the way that the fans want them to go. And yeah, mentioned we're going to definitely look to support the game with DLC and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I hope to see PlayStation All-Stars live, and breathe for a long time. I think that's the one cool thing about fighting games is they're not around for that, just that, like you mentioned, that 6-hour single-player experience. They really do live as long as the community wants to keep them around. So we're hoping PlayStation All-Stars has that same feel.
10 seconds left.
This is priority.
Oh! 4 minutes. They seem longer than they should be.
3, 2, 1. Time up.
Whew!
All right.
Well, just an embarrassing Greg Miller show. Well, I guess I took some questions. That'll be my excuse. That's
You did stop playing.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks for everybody.
Well, it was
taking these in. Yeah. Omar, thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah, thank you
Give me a
guys.
handshake. Oh, no, please. Colin.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you guys.
Thank you for coming, Colin. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. It is out this upcoming Tuesday, November 20th. You can read the IGN review on Tuesday the 20th. You can check out Colin's videos, and you can play with us on the 20th as well. Obviously, we like it a little bit, so I don't think you have to worry too much about it. You did good, champ.
Awesome.
All right. How good did he do, though? We'll find out. Maybe I'm lying to his face. Thank you for staying tuned and for everything live streaming and PlayStation and All-Stars. Keep it on IGN.